This is ABC7 News at 5. Your Suncoast News. We're here for you.
Good evening, I'm Haley Wilgus.
And I'm Scott Dennis. Thanks so much for being with us. Our top story tonight, the final week before Election Day. And a new poll shows the presidential race in a dead heat.
But the strong enthusiasm for Hillary Clinton seems to have suffered a bit since the renewal of the FBI's email investigation. For the first time since May, a new ABC News Washington Post tracking poll shows 46% of likely voters support Trump, while 45% are in support of Hillary Clinton. Technically, a mere 0.7 of a percentage point divides them. And Hillary Clinton is just wrapping up another campaign rally north of Tampa. ABC7's Alan Cohn is joining us live from there with more on what she had to say this afternoon. Alan.
Good afternoon, Haley. What we saw from Hillary Clinton today in Dade City is a deliberate pivot away from talking about the FBI investigation and once again trying to make this election about Donald Trump. It was an obvious attempt to make this case that it is not about her, but about the country. Clinton made her case to a packed crowd of supporters here at Pasco Hernando Community College, while off in the distance, Trump supporters yelled, "Lock her up." Clinton did not mention the FBI investigation. Instead, she told the crowd this.
Florida can decide who our next president is, which will affect the nation and the world. And I want to make sure that every voter in Florida spends these next 7 days thinking about what's at stake in this election. Because honestly, I believe this may be the most important election of our lifetimes.
And Clinton is going to continue to make that case throughout Florida. She is on her way to Sanford, Florida, which is near the Orlando area, and then down to Fort Lauderdale tonight. And of course, we'll have more on Hillary Clinton's visit to Dade City coming up at 6 and on ABC7 at 7. For now, reporting live in Dade City, Alan Cohn, ABC7, your Suncoast News.
Thank you, Alan. Bill Clinton is also hitting a few cities in Florida today to drum up support. Earlier this afternoon, the former president visited Florida City, Florida, where he spoke about health care and the email investigation. Clinton told supporters the email shouldn't change people's minds. This evening, he will speak to a crowd in St. Pete. That rally will be at the Thomas Jet Jackson Recreation Center. Doors open at 5:30 and the rally starts at 6:30.
Donald Trump and Mike Pence also on the campaign trail today, the pair taking aim at Obamacare. The Republicans did not offer a new health care plan, but repeated their pledge to repeal the Affordable Care Act. They stumped in King of Prussia, Pennsylvania.
I will ask Congress to convene a special session so we can repeal and replace. And it will be such an honor for me, for you, and for everybody in this country, because Obamacare has to be replaced, and we will do it, and we will do it very, very quickly. It is a catastrophe.
The Trump campaign is spending $25 million on television ads in this final week, going on air in states leaning for the Democrats, including Michigan, New Mexico, and Wisconsin.
And while the presidential nominees are still trying to sway the battleground states, more than 4 million people have already voted in the state of Florida. And here on the Suncoast, registered voters are casting their ballots in record numbers, either by mail or voting early. ABC7's Dwayne Lindo is joining us live from Sarasota with more on this growing trend. Dwayne.
Well, Scott and Haley, it's only been a week since early voting began, and as you mentioned, we've already seen record numbers, a bit of a spike since 2012.
For voters in Sarasota County, it's all about convenience.
Avoid some of the chaos on the last day, and also I just feel voting early assures that I get my vote in.
Not as many crowds, no chance of not being able to vote at the last minute.
A record number of voters exercising their right to vote, says Sarasota County Supervisor of Elections, Kathy Dent. She also points out that 60% of the county's total electorate had already voted in the primary before the polls were opened on Election Day.
So this isn't unusual. The trend is now vote early or vote by mail.
New College political professor Keith Fitzgerald agrees. He says many registered voters around the country are following suit.
Just letting people do it makes it more popular. But even on top of that, where it's been in effect for many years, it's increasing dramatically.
In Sarasota County, there have been more than 48,000 early voters and 66,000 vote-by-mail ballots. And in Manatee County, more than 27,000 people voted early, with more than 57,000 using vote-by-mail. Fitzgerald says early voting also benefits the candidates. It changes how the parties communicate with their base voters. It also enables parties to track their voters to see if they voted.
So the parties, particularly the Democratic Party, shifted a lot of emphasis into trying to encourage people to get into the vote by mail, our early vote crowd, because they have lower turnout rates than Republicans.
And both agree. The presidential candidates playing a huge part in the turnout as well.
Turnout is driven by candidates and issues. So I definitely believe that the candidates are what's driving the turnout in this election.
I think the passions are running really high. People are anxious to get out there and register their vote.
Now, there are still 4 days left. Reporting live in Sarasota.
A little bit of a technical difficulty there with Dwayne's live shot.
But early voting does end November 5th, so you do have a few more days to get that done. Or just wait until the 8th.
Or wait until Election Day.
Let's get some more numbers. Our weather today was pretty spectacular, I thought. Nice day, Bob.
Yeah, again, warm, but not too bad, really. You think about it, humidity in the 30 percentile range, which is really quite low. That's what made it so nice out there. And I'll tell you, not as windy tomorrow. Cold front arrives on Friday. We have another cold front that's going to cool us down for the weekend. So the weekend looks to be a chilly one. Well, chilly in Florida standards anyway. We are looking for lows in some 50s in some areas. 85 right now. It was just 87 an hour ago. That dew point temperature really low, 59 degrees. Winds are out of the east at 14, so it's been kind of a breezy afternoon, and we're going to see less wind, I think, tomorrow as the pressure gradient kind of slackens a little bit. Winds all basically anywhere from 10 to 15 miles an hour at all the key cities here along the coast. The evening planner looks good. A few clouds, staying a little bit breezy, but not bad. 73 for a temperature by 11 o'clock, and lows tonight are expected to be slightly above average. Now, there is some showers just off the coast of Jacksonville associated with a weak disturbance, a little bit of a backdoor cold front. It'll give us a 10% chance for afternoon showers tomorrow. We'll have more on our forecast for the rest of the work week and into the weekend. Let you know how cool it's going to get coming up in a few minutes. Back to you.
All right, Bob, thank you. Governor Scott is blasting the Obama administration for the delay in getting Florida federal money to fight the Zika virus. It's been more than a month now since Congress passed a bill authorizing $1.1 billion for the virus, but Florida has yet to receive any new dollars. The governor is urging President Obama to immediately expedite the allocation of that money so Florida can protect pregnant women and their developing babies. The funds are meant to go towards testing kits, laboratory space, and services for those expecting mothers.
A local home developer is under investigation for allegedly tearing down part of a conservation area. Medallion Home is in the process of building 1,000 homes, a hotel, retail space, and a marina along the bayfront south of Cortez Village. But some homeowners say bulldozers have been ripping out trees and land in the protected conservation area near that development site. The manager of the Legends Bay Development District sent a letter to Medallion to ask the company to stop clearing land until property ownership was confirmed. Manatee County Code Enforcement is investigating. An update now on the demolition of the old Venice Library. The mayor of Venice, John Hollick, wants to wait to tear it down so crews can look at the building and see if any parts can be saved or refurbished for a youth center or an office space. Last year, the county decided to shut down the library because of mold issues, but reports from 2 consulting companies showed some of those issues could be fixed. The mayor is calling for a 6-month delay at most.
ABC7 business commentator Richard Stern joins us now, and today the market found some direction, and it wasn't one we probably liked, though. Richard?
Well, Scott, you're exactly right. We've been complaining about the fact that it's kind of hurry up and wait. The market's going nowhere, and many of our viewers, of course, are waiting for the market to go higher, but that was not the case today. The Dow Jones Industrial Average is actually down by 201 points at the low of the day. The S&P 500 was below 1,800. The Dow was below 18,000. But we didn't finish with losses nearly that bad, but they were losses nonetheless. Let's take a look at a small triple-digit loss, if those go in the same sentence. There you see the Dow down 105 points, almost 0.6%, closing above 18,000 at 18,037.10. That on volume of 606 million shares. The NASDAQ down 0.7%, more than 35 points at 5,153.58. That on volume of 1,409,000,000 shares. And the S&P, as I said, below 2,100 intraday, 2111.72, down 14 points at the close, just about 0.7%. Well, you're probably familiar with Gannett Incorporated. They own things like USA Today, numerous television stations, numerous newspapers, and some time ago in May, Gannett offered to buy Tronc, that's the old Tribune company, the Chicago Tribune and the LA Times, for $12.25 a share. That didn't fly. In May, they offered $15 a share. Well, that didn't fly either, and today Gannett said, we're out of here. They totally withdrew their bid to buy Tronc. Shares of Gannett were down about 2% on the news, but Tronc Tribune, as you might expect, really hit the skids, down more than 12% today. This has gone away twice and come back twice, so I can't guarantee it's gone away forever, but it looks like, for the moment anyway, it's gone away.
And Richard, at this point, we're looking forward to November 9th.
Haley, I couldn't agree with you more, and I bet I'm not alone. Most of our viewers have had enough. I've had enough. The market's had enough. Let's just move on to the 9th of November, and sooner the better.
All right. Richard, thank you so much for the update.
You're welcome, Scott.
Still to come in your Suncoast News tonight, the tragic end to the search for a missing jet skier in the Tampa Bay area. What authorities are saying about the discovery and how his little boy who survived the trip is doing tonight.
And ABC7 Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan will be back with your full weather forecast. Plus a diet tailored specifically to your body and nutritional needs. Which iconic American company is investing in the idea? Coming up in Health Smart.
Tomorrow at 4 on Suncoast View.
I'm Stephanie Roberts. On Suncoast View, we'll try Baby Boot Camp as a workout option for busy moms, plus a lesson in manners, and Chef Judy has peanut butter dishes.
Tomorrow at 4 on Suncoast View.
Gold fever has once again swept the nation, and everyone is rushing to Florida to strike it doubly rich. Introducing the $5 million Gold Rush Doubler. We're doubling cash prizes for over $752 million in payouts, and 36 prizes from $1 million to $5 million. The Florida Gold Rush is on. The Florida Lottery, just imagine.
Whether you're a homeowner looking for a professional installation or a contractor looking for top quality products, Sarasota Glass and Mirror can meet your every need.
For 42 years, Sarasota Glass and Mirror has been the area's premier supplier and installer of quality glass products for your home or business. As an authorized PGT WinGuard dealer, we know how to protect your home with everything from the PGT WinGuard impact-resistant windows and doors to shower enclosures and decorative mirrors. The Sarasota Glass and Mirror team has the knowledge to tackle any project.
So many possibilities worth exploring. Minnesota Flooring.
And for a limited time, Minnesota Flooring is offering you unbelievable pricing on tile and laminate. Porcelain tile only $1.59. Ceramic tile 99 cents. And 16 by 16 tile $1.19. Laminate flooring is only 99 cents. But these prices won't last. Don't miss out on these great deals. Hurry into Minnesota Flooring today.
They're coming from Tampa, Fort Myers, even Orlando. They're coming from everywhere for the Sarasota Ford Promise. Our promise means a new car you'll love. If not, return it for one you do. At Sarasota Ford, we promise live market pricing. We monitor national pricing on our entire inventory, so you get the best deal. In fact, we guarantee it. Bring us any competitor's ad, and we'll beat it by at least $1,000. That's why they're coming from everywhere to Sarasota Ford, where 41 meets 301. SarasotaFord.com.
For your plumbing, electrical, or air conditioning, and services is qualified, and service calls are free. And services.com, A-N-D, services.com.
They care. They take the time to understand you, take the time to understand your case.
There's no better satisfaction to me than to see a client who is happy because of the job we've done for them.
It's really actually very comforting to know that there's someone that you've heard of and you're getting recommendations about that you can turn to when you have a problem.
I felt like I had a partner in this, and he was going to be by my side.
Now to new developments involving a search for a missing jet skier in the Tampa Bay area.
Authorities say they found the body of a man who went missing during a jet ski trip yesterday afternoon with his 3-year-old son. Hillsborough County Sheriff's deputies say the body of 38-year-old William Billy Morris was found this afternoon in a sandy area near the south bank of the Alafia River. Crews began searching for Morris yesterday afternoon when he and his son did not come home. Morris's wife called his cell phone and the little boy answered. He was on a small island in the river. A passerby stayed with the boy until deputies arrived. Authorities say they don't know yet how Morris died.
Well, they may be slow, but they're on the move. As the weather starts to cool off in November, the Florida Fish and Wildlife Conservation Commission is reminding boaters to watch out for migrating manatees swimming in rivers, bays, or coastal waters. This time of year, manatees are searching for warmer waters to help them survive the winter. Adult manatees weigh about 1,000 pounds and can be difficult to see, especially when they're just below the surface. So far in 2016, 91 manatees have died because of boat strikes. Many seasonal manatee protection zones also go into effect on November 15th. I always watch for those. They look like a flat spot on the water.
Right, when the water's calm, you can see those, but when it's a little bit choppy, you can't see that. So you got to be slowing it down, obviously, during those things, and just keep an eye out for them once in a while, popping their noses up and drive slow in the manatee protected zones. You know, it's kind of a nuisance, but you got to look out for those creatures and gentle giants out there in the Gulf of Mexico.
They are super sweet.
Yeah, they are cool to see, I'll tell you that. We are looking at beautiful weather today, albeit a bit windy. The Lakewood Ranch webcam showing fair skies around. You can see these low-topped clouds, and that indicates some very dry air in the mid to upper levels of the atmosphere. Those clouds just have no way to reach up into the sky because the air is just so dry, and looks like it'll stay that way too overnight. Looking for generally fair conditions. Look at this large area of high pressure dominating the weather now over much of the eastern third of the nation. This high pressure ridge is pretty much positioned right over the Carolinas, stretching northward up into Virginia as well as into Pennsylvania. Now this area of high pressure will continue to dominate our weather. It will get bumped around a little bit as a front approaches by Friday, but for the time being, fair skies. A few showers along the east coast. Those showers really not doing a whole lot. They're moving off to the west. It's just the backside of the high pressure ridge, little convergence zone set up there, and not doing a whole lot as far as bringing rain across the state. 85 degrees right now. And the dew point very low, 59 degrees, and the humidity at 41%. We have an east wind at 14, the pressure 30.06 inches, and that continues to rise at this time. Temperatures across the state, 78 in Jacksonville now, 81 in Orlando, 80 in Miami, and 82 in Key West. Temperatures around town, mid-80s from Cortez, Braden, Sarasota, Lakewood Ranch also at 86 degrees, Venice at 86, Sebring 82 degrees, and Arcadia at 83. Well, in the forecast for Wednesday, looks pretty good. Not as windy tomorrow. We'll see sunshine and just a few clouds in the afternoon. High temperatures topping out slightly above the average, which is right around 83 degrees, 82, 83 degrees for a normal high. We'll see highs right around 86 degrees, and then it looks like slightly cooler temperatures to move in for the weekend as a cold front moves on through. Well, right now the storm track really bringing clouds and showers into eastern portions of Canada tonight with some snow and rain mixed near Quebec. But elsewhere, things are fairly quiet for the game tonight in Cleveland. Looks to be okay. And as far as the showers out west are concerned, this is the storm system, which will eventually gather and strengthen over the next 48 hours and then sweep a cold front our way. That cold front will move through, too, although we're not going to see a lot of rain with it because the air out ahead of it is just so dry. This is the water vapor loop showing all that dry air in place, covering the entire state of Florida, stretching out into the eastern Gulf of Mexico. And as far as that wind flow goes, it will stay out of the east, although the pressure gradient will loosen somewhat, and that means not as windy for Wednesday. Well, in the tropics, all is quiet right now. There's quite a bit of shear going on there, but all the storminess that you have seen down there is, for the most part, sporadic and not really gathering into any kind of centralized area of low pressure. Well, the futurecast does indicate 1 or 2 lone showers tomorrow. The rain chance, though, less than 20%. Here comes the front. Notice there's not a lot of rain with it as we move through Thursday, and then eventually it moves through on Friday. Look at these temperatures, extremely warm in Detroit and Columbus, and also all the way into Chicago, Omaha at 74, Wichita at 82 degrees. Now the forecast for boaters, not as windy, northeast winds at 10 knots, seas will be 1 to 2 feet with a light chop, and the water temperature now at 76 degrees, and the forecast looks like this. Tides upcoming, low tide at 7:59, another at 9:29 tomorrow morning. Sunset at 7:46. The forecast mostly fair, 67 for your low. And then tomorrow, look for another beautiful day, not as windy, Partly cloudy, high of 86, and the extended forecast is calling for to gain an hour over the weekend. That's right, we fall back 1 hour. We fall back, right? Isn't that right? Yeah, we gain an hour. That means everyone's going to be early for things on Sunday. I like that. Back to you.
All right, thank you, Bob. Now to Suncoast Traffic Watch. Right now, we have reports of a crash in South Venice. This is on US 41, and 2 left lanes are blocked there at the intersection with Shamrock Boulevard. And as you can see, it is impacting traffic a little bit there in Venice. Haley?
Thank you, Scott. In health news tonight, the number of children and teens hospitalized for prescription opioid poisonings has more than doubled in recent years. Both accidental overdoses and suicide attempts are on the rise. According to a Yale University study, the rate of opioid poisonings among youth up to 19 years old surged from 1.4 per 100,000 children in 1997 to more than 3.7 per 100,000 kids by 2012. And specifically for teens 15 to 19, the rate surged from almost 3.7% to almost 10.2 per 100,000. The lead study author says this is directly related to the increased use of opioid medication to treat acute and chronic pain. Yesterday, we told you about DNA testing to tailor your wine choices. Now, a genetic test to formulate your diet. Campbell's has become the sole investor to the tune of $32 million in meal delivery startup Habit. When Habit launches next year, it will send customers a blood testing kit to use at home. It will then use customers' genetic data from their blood sample, along with their weight, height, waist circumference, and more, to craft meals tailored to each customer's specific dietary needs. And no matter what your needs are, this is something that can be recommended for pretty much everyone. Mom's advice was right. Eating more broccoli, cabbage, and avocado may help you ward off the signs of aging. A key compound known as NMN is lurking in the green fruit and veggies, and it helps slow down the physical signs of aging and can also rejuvenate the metabolism. Tests on mice showed it reduces typical signs of aging, including skeletal muscular issues, poor liver function, lower bone density, and declining eye function. It can also help regulate insulin sensitivity, immune function, and body weight. So eat that kale. Coming up, a toddler rides right in the middle of rush hour traffic, how a police officer was able to save this boy from being hit. Plus, a man trapped for days inside of a smashed car, how he was freed from the wreckage. Coming up next.
I'm Alan Cohn. The future of sea level rise. As part of our Suncoast 2037 series, we look into how rising waters will shape the Suncoast.
Tonight on ABC7 News at 7, your Suncoast News. We're here for you. ABC7, your Suncoast News. We're here for you, weeknights at 5.
At Sunset Subaru in Sarasota, you'll always get the most for your money. More years, more miles, more 2016 IIHS Top Safety Pick Plus winners than any other brand. And right now, you can lease the most award-winning small SUV on the planet. A new 2017 Subaru Forester for just $209 a month. Or get 0% financing. Complimentary maintenance included at Sunset Subaru in Sarasota. Get more for your money. Go to Sunset Subaru in Sarasota.
Since 1972, Sleep King has provided quality mattresses and accessories at the best discounted prices available. Top brands like Simmons, Sealy, Serta, Beautyrest, iComfort, and more. With available free delivery, free financing, and free setup and removal. For a comfortable night's sleep with same-day delivery, even if we have to carry it on our backs. Trust Sleep King of Sarasota. Buy it today, sleep on it tonight.
Christmas Traditions by Lux Art Silks, where more is merrier. Make your holidays sparkle with style. Browse our amazing showroom, cute collectible cottages, and beautiful Christmas displays. Find the inspiration, selection, and quality you need to deck the halls merry and bright. Christmas Traditions also features the area's largest selection of quality pre-lit Christmas trees, every size, shape, and color, and plenty of decorations to make your home shine for the holidays. Christmas Traditions by Lux Art Silks, where more is merrier. Visit us on New 301, just a quarter-mile north of University Parkway.
Today, everyone is looking for more fashionable choices in flooring than ever before. And G. Fried has responded with a huge selection of carpets, tile, wood, laminate, and vinyl. Installed by a highly skilled team, G-Freed has got everything you're looking for and more. The next time you think about quality flooring, think G-Freed Flooring America. G-Freed Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.
Are you considering joint replacement or revision surgery? Consider this. Dr. Edward Stolarski has performed thousands of successful joint replacement procedures and trained surgeons from all over the world. Using advanced technologies, Dr. Stolarski is able to perform some of the most complex surgeries.
I wish I knew about Dr. Stolarski much sooner.
After the surgery, I don't have any pain. It's like I've got a 16-year-old hip.
My name's Ed Stolarski. What I really do is I give people back their life.
Schedule a consultation today.
Authorities in Baltimore are still trying to figure out what caused a bus crash that killed 6 people. Police say a school bus first hit a car, then went into a pillar. The bus kept going, slamming into oncoming traffic and colliding finally with an MTA bus. No children were on that school bus, but the driver was killed, and 5 others on the commuter bus also died.
It literally looks like a bomb exploded in the bus, and it's catastrophic damage. There aren't any skid marks. So something catastrophic took place, and it's something that we're continuing to investigate.
The National Transportation and Safety Board is investigating now that crash. A frightening moment on a busy road in East China. Look at this. Video from a surveillance camera shows a little boy riding into rush hour traffic on his toy car. Before he can get hit, a police officer nearby comes to the rescue. He eventually found the child's mother and returned him home. It's not known how the boy ended up alone in the middle of the street in the first place, but his mother certainly had some explaining to do.
In Ohio, a man is found alive after being trapped in his car for 2 days. Corey Chambers was driving on the interstate when he missed a curve, hit a tree, and landed in a ditch. The ditch was so deep in the woods, no one could find him. 2 highway patrol workers managed to spot the car while going to remove a dead deer. Chambers' car was deep in the weeds and tucked into a honeysuckle bush. When officers found Chambers, they say he was alert.
Ultimately, these guys saved this guy's life, and we don't know how long he would have laid out there.
Chambers is recovering in the hospital in stable condition. Get ready to see some extra facial hair on Sarasota's police force. Several officers with the Sarasota Police Department are participating in the annual Movember campaign. It challenges men to grow a mustache and raise awareness for money for men's health. Movember started back in 2003 when 2 men in Australia decided to grow mustaches in November and donate the money they raised to the Prostate Cancer Foundation of Australia. Since then, the campaign has gone global. Good for them. And guess what? Like Chief Bernadette DePino doesn't even have to, she just gets to watch the guys go through
Exactly.
this.
Good for her.
Well, still to come on your Suncoast News, how a stormy, rainy summer affected sea turtle nesting season.
Scientists with Mote Marine Lab explaining today how the fragile nest fared this year. That story coming up.
It's the Crystal Classic International Sand Sculpting Festival on Siesta Beach, November 11th through 15th, with 24 of the world's best sand sculptors. Bring the family for new hands-on kids activities, live music, food, sand sculpting lessons, and more. See SiestaKeyCrystalClassic.com for details. Come experience the precision, performance, and power of the Ram 1500 during Ram Power Days at Sunset Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Sarasota. Built tough enough to help you conquer whatever the day may throw your way with all the comfort, gizmos, and gadgets you'd find in a luxury vehicle. And right now, get over 20% off. That's up to $15,000 off a new Ram 1500. Better prices, bigger selection. Go to Sunset Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Sarasota.
Enjoy fine wine, craft beer, and delicious foods, all while supporting a great cause at the 15th Annual Suncoast Food and Wine Festival, Saturday, November 12th from 1 to 4 p.m. at the Sarasota Polo Club. Taste hundreds of wines from around the world and sample cuisine from the area's finest restaurants. Watch live cooking demonstrations from local chefs and take part in a silent auction to bid on creative prize packages that will delight any foodie or wine connoisseur. The event will feature live music by Kettle of Fish. There's free parking, and all proceeds benefit a variety of local charities and Rotary Club projects. Don't miss this year's Suncoast Food and Wine Festival, Saturday, November 12th from 1 to 4 p.m. at the Sarasota Polo Club. For tickets and information, visit suncoastfoodandwinefest.com.
The official salon of ABC7. Cutting loose salon.
You only have one life. Are you gambling with it? 1 in 3 adults have high blood pressure. Not knowing your numbers could cause you to lose, big time. Luckily, you can turn the odds in your favor by getting your blood pressure checked today. Don't leave your health to chance. Learn more at heart.org/HPB.
Come see the Crystal Classic International Sand Sculpting Festival November 11th through 15th on Siesta Beach. Check out the Crystal Classic Party Tent, produced by Siesta Key Chamber of Commerce and Moat Marine. Details including remote parking via SCAT. Visit SiestaKeyCrystalClassic.com.